What is up, music junkies? Sorry you missed us last week. We've been going through some stuff with life in general, so we just wanted to formally apologize. But we're bringing you a brand new, awesome episode with Andres. I can't say his last name.
You're too white. I think he just goes by ANDRES. He's I don't even know what to classify him. Um,
Salvadorian,
pop.
he said, and
No, but
I
like
think
the genre, bro.
the job.
Come on. uh, so he's a little bit of everything. I mean, he started in a rock band, but he sings a little bit of rap, rock, pop, pretty much everything. He's well versed artist. So stay tuned for that interview. Awesome guy, you'll love it. So how you been?
I've been good, man. I just made my move from California to Arizona. Still getting settled in. Still
Oh,
trying to
that's
find
horrible.
work, dude. Dude, I'm trying to find work right now, and I can't. This is.
Dude, how hot is it right now?
Okay, so I don't know how hot it really is, but my car said it was 118 degrees. So right now, let's see. I can probably find it on
Yuma,
weather.
111.
111, yeah, basically 111 degrees. It's like Sacramento sometimes. It gets hella hot over there too. Not like Yuma.
Nothing's like Yuma, dude. That's like the driest heat. Like you go outside and you choke because your mouth gets so dry, your throat just closes up, and it's just horrible. You get in your car and literally, like every part of your body is sweating.
Go to grab your seatbelt and burn your fucking
Oh
hand,
my
get yourself
god.
blisters. I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but oh yeah, you can
Grab
kind of see.
grab the steering wheel and you're fucking. Oh my god, it just sizzles. There was this girl down in my hometown um, that put cookies out on her windshield to bake, and they actually baked. She was able to eat them because they
Doesn't
actually.
surprise me.
Oh my god, it was crazy. You know.
I have a thing of pomade in my car.
Oh, hell, it didn't
I went
melt.
to look at it. It's like liquid,
It's
bro.
water, yeah.
It's not like yeah, it's
But you know
water in
what?
it.
You know what sucks though? It's because you're gonna bring it back inside, and it's gonna cool off, and it's gonna harden, but it's never gonna be the same. It's never.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that with pretty much my pomade. I've done it with my paste, the texture cream, and all that, and it'll never be the same. So it's like fucking money thrown down the drain.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I got it for free, so.
Fuck it.
So how
But
have you been, bro? What's new with you?
nothing, dude. Just working on life, working on my 9 to 5 job that I want to fucking get out of. I want to make this, my full-time fucking career. Um, Working on music, a little bit here and there, and just living, man. My birthday's coming up.
Damn, you're getting old, man.
You're older than me, bruh. Fucking old man and shit. I'm gonna be 27. 27, dude. Fuck. I it sucks. I
It's coming
expected,
up quick too.
when we were in a band, I expected my life to be completely different. I expected us to be touring right now, with 5 albums out already, just completely, famous. That didn't happen.
It's okay. I think we needed certain things to happen in our lives to get us to where we're at. Because I mean, we wouldn't be doing this podcast today if we weren't where we're at. So I think this is a good start for us and everyone that likes to support us and listen to us talk about bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit.
I mean, the interviews aren't bullshit, but us right here is bullshit.
Half of what I say is bullshit.
Everything you say is bullshit. But I want to kind of start off with our news, but I want to talk about the artists we've had, on the show. Um, there's Ape Father has a few new songs out that you need to check out.
Dude, he's been cranking it out like crazy lately
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he's
Oh,
on a
hard.
fucking roll. John Da Vinci is releasing his music video for the sequel, and he still has everyone in suspense, so he's just like kind of teasing everyone. There's King Blitz, King Blitz has like 4 songs out, but since we've had him on the show, he has like maybe 6 songs out, and he's working on an album with EK Elijah. Um, so that's coming out soon. He's releasing a new music video that he made himself as soon as one of his posts gets 300 likes or comments. So if you follow him, go like his shit.
Yeah, go like him. Make him bring that
Yeah.
shit out.
Larissa released a song. Larissa Santiago released a song with Troy, and I blank on his last name, but it's it's a feature called Waves. Check that out.
Oh yeah, she said she's gonna be doing that.
Yeah, there's Tara has a song out that she did with another rapper as well. I blank on the name. Let's see. Everest is releasing a music video for Identity. Was one of the newest singles that came out, I would say, a month and a half ago. Really good song. I can't wait for the video. Then there's, let's see if I can remember. I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my head. Tribal Seeds has nothing new. The B Foundation still had, we already talked about this, but they released that 20 plus song 20 plus song album. Who else have we had on the show? Fool is working on a new album. They've been posting on the Instagram stories, their writing process and all that, and they've been playing a lot of shows, outdoors and stuff like that, and for TV and stuff. Pretty cool.
I wonder how Raptors are doing.
Raptors had that new song out called The Devil something.
The Devil something.
The Devil something like that. I blank, but yeah. So who else?
I don't know. Yeah, so everyone that we've had on has been releasing a lot of stuff recently.
Yes.
I think it's freaking awesome. They should keep doing what they're doing, and they obviously are. I want to find some more people that are just avid about the music like that.
Yeah, that's that's what we look for. We want to find people that are trying to fucking make something out of themselves and doing this as a career, and that's why we want to have him on the show. Like Andres, he's been grinding since he was fairly young in high school, and he's releasing some good music. I'm fucking obsessed with one of his songs. So
is it Spanish Mommy?
Spanish Mommy, man. Oh my god, I can't stop listening to it. My girl's tired of it. My niece is tired of it because I'm bumping it every 5 minutes. It's just so
Drogas
good.
y pistolas.
Yeah. Black Bear came out with a new album, a 6-track album. So I would say it's an LP called Everything Means Nothing. And it was #1 pop album of the world for a few days.
Damn, for a few days?
Yeah, for a few days.
That just goes to show how fast things change in the music world.
Well, it's crazy. Well, if you listen to Black Bear's old music, and Black Bear was never pop. He was R&B. And now he's, transitioning more into the pop scene. It kind of goes to show how good of an artist you have to be able to flip a switch, and now you're #1 pop artist in the world.
Well, it's like Juice WRLD too. The late artist Posthumous Project hit #1 on the Billboard 200. So
he passed away last year, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, his legend hasn't died yet. He's still extremely prevalent in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he made good music. He was well known.
21 years old, bro. It's fucking nuts.
21 fucking years old.
God damn, we are so far behind.
Well, I don't want to be where he is now.
Oh, God, no. 6 feet? Sorry. Oh, shit. We're all 6 feet apart. Fucking social distancing.
Oh, my God. You can't compare that to 6 feet underground, bro. Come on.
I'll probably catch some flack for that, but it's all good. It's all in playful jest.
Yeah.
But I do have some news. Unfortunately, if you guys ever heard of Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green, he's one of the co-founders. He died at 73 years old. So he founded Fleetwood Mac with the drummer Mick Fleetwood in 1967. So he retreated from the spotlight when he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, but he came back at the end of the decade on like a low key solo career, and then he reignited all that with Mick, the guy that he started it with on the drummer's solo album, The Visitor. So that's kind of nice if you want to see what he's all about. I love Fleetwood Mac. I always have. You know, they're good rock. Um, Taylor Swift. She's coming out with Folklore. Pretty
What?
soon. It's an album, Folklore.
Who?
Taylor Swift. It's pop.
Yeah, but you said he.
Yeah, he.
Do you not know who Taylor Swift is?
I know who Taylor Swift is. Teardrops on her guitar.
So she.
She. She.
She's coming out with what?
An album,
Okay.
Folklore. Soon.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
So
tell you.
are you
I
gonna
ain't
cry
gonna
in
tell
your
you.
room with it blasting, in the middle of the night?
If I had a guitar for the teardrops to fall upon, I probably would.
Taylor Swift, oh my god, dude. She is a trip. She's written a song about every ex-boyfriend she's ever had.
Yeah, she's got a blank space too, man. So if you wanted to write your name, give her a shout. All right, I'm done with these fucking puns. This is awful.
Okay.
No more T
Anyways,
Swift. Beyonce. Black is King. You hear about that yet?
yeah, we talked about
Really?
it 2 episodes ago, 3 episodes ago. It's getting closer to the release date, right?
I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah. I'm excited. Excited.
Man, that's about all I got, really. There's not much aside from people.
So, 10 years ago, what, 2 days ago, I
10
think.
years, 2 days ago?
10 years, 2 days ago, One Direction came to be. I know they're your favorite artist ever. They broke up. So they broke up, what, 5 years ago? Maybe. And every one of them, started making music. And Zayn, I actually listen to Zayn. Zayn is amazing. So he makes like super sensual R&B type music. It's pretty good. And then you listen to like Harry Styles, and Harry Styles is making his new song is called Watermelon Sugar High. You know, not a big fan. The chorus is not sung well, in my opinion, and not my cup of tea. But Zayn, I like his music. Actually, like his music. I don't know about anyone else in One Direction. I don't really listen to them.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of One Direction either. But
Have you ever gotten one? No comment. You plead the fifth. So Go Radio, rock band, back in the day, they broke up and they came back like 9 years later, and they came out with an album, last year. So they released a new song called So Love. Kind of their meaning behind it is to help people get through these crazy times. It's like a ballad, acoustic, piano type, song.
mm-hmm.
It's pretty deep. If you listen to it, it's pretty deep. It's slow and mellow, and it kind of gets you gets you thinking of a better time. So they want to, like they said, they want to help people get through, what we're going through during this pandemic, during the Black Lives Matter movement, all this crazy shit that's going on in the world that we have like no control over. Like, you know what I mean? So
Kind of like being quarantined in a mansion in Thailand and shit.
yeah, I'm struggling, huh? Struggling. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. If you like sports, I know you're excited because baseball season is back, and my Braves just beat the Mets in the series, and they're coming back today to play with Rays. And today, I mean Monday. Yeah. Today's actually today. Woo!
Yeah. Holy cow. Wait, this is going to be ass backwards for them because. No, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So stay tuned for the interview with ANDRES. Awesome singer. You'll love it.
Be safe. Peace.
So, you know, Dress, thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. First of
Yeah.
all, I want to kind of get to know, how you got into the music,
Uh, like the music scene,
the
or
everything, how you started playing music, making music, listening to music.
yeah, I grew up playing the violin and the bass and orchestra. So and then I also did jazz band. But basically, I started playing guitar. Um, I had to ask my mom. I was like, "Hey, can I start playing guitar?" And she was like, I'm not sure about that." And she actually made me save up my own money to buy my first guitar. But I bought like $100 guitar, like at a Sam's Club, like one of those like starter
Yeah,
guitars.
yeah. The
So
beginners.
I saved up like a few months of report card money, and yeah, I bought my first guitar like that, and just wanted to be like my favorite bands like My Chem and Blink and Taking Back Sunday and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
and when you started in a band, right? You were in
what
a
was that?
band before you started, your own solo thing.
Totally, yeah, yeah. I started a band when I was like probably like 14 or something with my friends, and it was called Terra Live. And I had that throughout like high school, and I would just have always have like new members in the band, and then I kept doing it, and I was really trying to pursue that whole band thing after high school, and it just kind of wasn't working out the way I thought it would. So I kind of took some time off to recalibrate and figure out like what I was doing wrong or what I need to do, and then I started being a going by a solo like kind of artist thing.
You still perform with your band? Do you perform with a band?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I write all the music, and I can play guitar, bass, sing, and then I can write like drum parts. And then I have a my friend Alan. He's a producer, and he records me. So like I'll like write and record my own demos at my house, and then I'll take him to Alan, and we'll kind of like just re-record everything that I already recorded. And then he's actually a drummer as well, so he ends up actually playing the drum parts, and he'll like take my drum parts and change them, or sometimes he'll just do something like totally different. So he's definitely like a collaborator and a producer, for sure. He's like my Dr. Dre.
Your doctor,
He's
your
like
Dre,
my yeah,
your
he's
DJ
like that.
Khaled.
He's like that. Yeah, yeah. Like he's my guy. He turns my songs that I write in my room into like he makes them sound great and edits it and just makes it a great product.
So how did you come up with that sound that you have now? Because you have a little bit of elements of everything. You have a little bit
Totally.
of rock, a little bit of
Yeah.
pop, a little bit of jazz.
Yeah. Well, the jazz, I grew up playing jazz, so it's kind of like I love jazz. I always try to incorporate that as much as possible. Um, but I also love rock. I also love rap. It kind of, I guess, like as a kid, like when I was in high school, I was always making songs that had like rapping or like yelling or like
Beastie
rock parts.
Boys.
Yeah, like I don't know, I was always doing stuff like that, and then I think the older I've gotten, like the more I've been able to uh just incorporate all the things that I like about different genres of music into my own music. And I think that um like me and Alan also loves rap, and he also loves rock. Like we're a fan of pretty much the same kind of music, so he like totally gets what I'm going for. So I think that we just kind of like have it. We kind of have our system down, where I can come out with a song that's like only rapping, only hip hop, and then I can do another song that's like all like rock and like yelling and stuff. Because I don't know, we're both
Okay,
fans.
so for each, what would you say the hardest thing for you to do is, like when it comes to terms of music? Is it, the performing aspect? Is it the recording? Is it the writing? I mean, do you write any guitar?
Yeah, so I write all the guitar parts.
All right.
I love playing guitar. I love writing like jazzy guitar parts.
Yeah, you said you had a background in that in the school.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
I mean, like, what's the hardest part? Sorry, what's the hardest part for you when in regard to putting all your music together? Typically, do you start with a hook? Do you start with a verse, or how do you grasp that inspiration rather?
Usually I start off with music. I think the music usually always comes first for me. I'll just, mess around on guitar, try out some new chord progressions, or sometimes I'll just have like a melody in my head. And I'll just try to like bring that out on the guitar or something. As far as like hardest parts, yeah, I think recording music is always hard because you have to do it like perfectly.
Yeah. You have to redo it and redo it and redo it until you get it perfect, and
It's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think singing can be pretty hard as well. Because like sometimes in my head I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna like sing this thing, and then I try singing it, and I'm like, whoa, that was
That did
a
not
lot harder
sound.
than I thought.
That
was
didn't
a lot
sound
harder
like
than I
it did
anticipated.
here.
Yeah. I'll have like a melody in my head. I'll be like, oh, like na, 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 na. Okay, like let's try it. And then I try it and it's like really difficult and I suck at it and I have to like, keep trying over and over again until I get it. But performing is I think just practicing with the band, a few weeks before the tour, and then performing's pretty easy. Just as long as you practice, practice makes perfect.
What places have you gone to? And performed?
This seems like a very like far removed aspect of my life, but like I used to tour, 4 or 5 months out of the year.
Damn.
And basically every tour would just either be a full US tour for a month, or I've also toured in England. I've done the UK. That'll be like about like 2 weeks because there's really not a lot of places.
Did you tour as a solo artist or did you tour with the band? So
Yeah. I always bring my band with me. So it's just kind of like, like when you go see John Mayer, he's gonna have a band.
Yeah.
So I always bring a band with me. I've done a few solo shows where I'll just like play guitar, just me like sing and play guitar. But for the most part, I always bring a band with me, and like some of my best friends are all great musicians. So I'm lucky that I get to hire my best friends to come on tour with me and just have fun.
And you're doing music full time. That's your full time career at the moment.
Yeah. I've been doing music
Nice.
full time since like 2018.
It's living the dream, huh? Living the dream.
I wouldn't say it's the dream yet, but it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work.
So what do you think is the hardest part of promoting yourself?
Yeah, I think marketing, advertising. I'm not very good at that. Like I'm good in a sense, but it comes to a point where I need help. And I actually just recently like hired somebody to help me out with marketing and advertising. But I mean, the hardest part is definitely funding your own projects because I'm a independent artist.
Yeah.
So, I have to like save up money just to record an album. I have to save up money just to do a music video.
A lot of money, huh?
Yeah. A lot of money, dude. People like have no idea how like expensive this shit gets. Like my parents will be like, oh, they're just curious. They're like, how much did this cost you? And I'm like, thousands of dollars. And they're like, really? Like, what? That's crazy, but you got to spend money to make money, just like any.
Yeah, the return on investment, it's...
Exactly. Yeah, return on investment. Yeah, exactly. Return on. Yeah. So basically, for the last few years, I've been able to pay my bills, and I've been able to fund my own projects and keep things going. So obviously, it's kind of like a snowball. Like you just want to keep doing it, and hopefully that return on investment gets a little bigger.
Yeah, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Slowly over time, it's a process.
So from where you first started to now, did you ever think you'd get at least this far from when you first began?
Yeah. I mean, as a kid, I always wanted to be a rock star. So
Hell yeah! And I think it all comes to play with the mentality. You got to have that mentality for this kind of thing.
I always just like saw myself being a performer. It's definitely been a longer process than I anticipated. I'm 26, and I've been going at this whole like career since I was 18. Like right out of high school, I didn't go to college. I just started like trying to tour, and I had like a job at like a pizza. There's this pizza place in my hometown called Jerry's Pizza, and they also have a basement where they put on like punk rock shows. So, or they do rap, they do everything. And so I worked in the kitchen by day, and I was booking the shows by night. And I was like having all, I was bringing in bands from all these different, like Texas or all these different states. And I was kind of like building up like a little, like a spreadsheet of like all these different bands and contacts. So then like when I wanted to go out on tour, I'd hit those same bands up and be like, hey, remember I booked you a show at Jerry's Pizza. Do you think you can book a show for my band in your hometown? And that's how like I would go on tour. And I did that for like a really long time. But thank God now I have a booking agent. So
yeah, you don't have to do that shit anymore.
Alleviates a lot of that stress, I'm sure.
So
yeah.
How was
that was my least favorite thing about being an artist, was like
Yeah.
booking my own shows, like hitting people up and like, can I please play at your venue?
Can I open for you? Do you have
like,
anyone I can open for?
Oh
You don't
man.
have to pay me. Like that would
Yeah.
always be like the best way to get a gig, is just be like, you don't have to pay me. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we don't have to pay? Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, cool. Come in. Yeah. So how
And then,
was the scene? How you were booking a lot of shows. How was the scene in Bakersfield?
Man, Bakersfield used to have a really great scene. Especially when I was in high school, there used to be this promoter in Bakersfield named Tim Gardia, and he put on some of the biggest events. We used to have this festival every year called Rockin' Roots. We'd have like A Day to Remember, Dance Gavin
Ooh.
Dance, Pierce the Veil, like huge bands come to Bakersfield. But then I think he moved, and we never had like big shows in Bakersfield anymore. And he actually moved at around the same time that I started booking shows. So I was kind of like one of the few booking agents.
You were taking over.
But I didn't have like the contacts that he had,
Yeah.
So I was only booking like, smaller bands. Do you guys know the band Hail the Sun?
No, I don't think so.
They like went on tour with like Search and Survive. And they go on tour like Dance Gavin Dance. They're like in that scene. But when they were first starting out, I used to book all their shows in Bakersfield. They would I actually kind of like molded my strategies, or I don't know, I learned a lot from that band, and I saw how they were like booking shows and booking their own tours and getting like recognition on their own. And so yeah, I kind of like learned from them. But Bakersfield right now, I don't know, the scene is kind of weird. I'm not really sure. There like is a scene and there isn't. Like if I play a show in Bakersfield, I have some like friends bands I can still hit up, and we'll have a great show and sell out Jerry's Pizza and everything. But I'm not sure if like people. Well, I mean, obviously now in COVID-19, but like before that, I'm not sure people would just like go to a show just because, it was something to do. I think there always has to be like a really big band playing or something.
Oh yeah, I got you. We used to play in we had a band in Yuma, Arizona. So we used to I was doing all the bookings. I would book, me and my the bassist in our band would book all the bands. So that was the actual spot. You didn't have to bring big names. You could just have local bands.
Yeah.
All local, and the park would be fucking flooded. Free shows, of course.
Yeah.
Free shows. Bands come in.
I don't know if it is anymore. Maybe I'm like disconnected or.
I think you just need to come down and visit, this area.
So, are you in San Diego also?
I'm close. I'm like 3 hours away. I'm in Arizona now, Yuma, at the border.
Where we
I was in North California.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I love Arizona. I always
Why?
Yeah, it's a freaking desert, man. You must be out of your mind.
I don't know. I like places like Arizona, like New Mexico. Like I find those places charming. I think in Arizona, I usually play at this place called like 51 West or something.
Is that out in Phoenix?
I think that's in Phoenix area, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like outskirts of Phoenix.
Tucson,
Kind of by
maybe.
Buckeye. Kind of by
Tucson,
Buckeye.
maybe?
Sure.
Yeah. So are you a Mexican artist?
I'm actually so I'm half Puerto Rican, half Salvadorian.
Oh, okay. So do you think you appeal to the
Latinos?
Hispanic Latino community more than the American community, you would say?
I don't think so. I mostly do like English speaking songs. I have a few songs where I do sing in Spanish, and that's just I'm a fan of Spanish music, and that's kind of like my thing. I like to make music that I'm like a fan of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so I have like a few Spanish songs. I love I obviously like I grew up in America, but growing up, going to Puerto Rico or hanging out with my Salvadorian family, there's a lot of things about those cultures that I
Those are the roots
love.
of culture.
Yeah, I love those, I love the culture and I love to celebrate it. I love to like implement it in my music, as like a nod to like my family kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, growing up in America, it's like you're American. I'm like a suburban American kid, but I definitely want to like I said, like celebrate the cultures that like my family grew up with, because my family, like, yeah, they didn't grow up in America, so I always feel like it's like a fun thing to do to like celebrate like the things that they grew up with.
Have you tried playing in Puerto Rico?
Oh no, I haven't. I'd
Dude, that
love
shit
to.
would be dope.
Bucket list. There you go.
It's kind of like, obviously there's no shows happening right now
Yeah, well, I
in
mean,
the foreseeable future. But man, if I had a way to go to Puerto Rico and play some shows, like I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I play in Florida a lot, and there's like some bands out there that they're like Puerto Ricans, and they're always like telling me like, hey, like let's go to Puerto Rico, like we
Do a
can
little
like,
tour.
yeah, they're like we can go there kind of thing. Like I know somebody who could book our shows and everything, and I'm like, interesting. Yeah, I might have to take you up on that.
How are the shows in Florida?
Florida's great. I love Florida.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about playing shows there.
Yeah, Orlando and Miami, always a great place to play. I have like a lot of friends that are in bands out there that also do really well. There's this band called Happy Hour, and then Macari. So I always love playing with those guys whenever we're out there.
So
Yeah,
Okay. Do you have a favorite place that you like to go, or is it Florida?
I love Florida. I love Philly. I love Houston, Texas. I love
so
Brooklyn.
funny. I don't mean to interrupt you. Funny you say Houston. So how I heard of you was my friend that lives in Houston. She was like, listen to this artist. He's amazing. So I heard Spanish Mommy.
Okay,
And
cool.
I'm fucking in love with that song. I've played it
Oh.
like 50 times today,
Dope.
just today alone.
Dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
But yeah, she said she saw you live.
Yeah,
And
dude.
she took a picture with you, and she was like, "Oh my God, he's amazing!" And that's how
what's
I
her
heard
name?
of it.
Do you have her name?
Berenice.
Denise. Okay. I think I know her.
Maybe.
I think I remember her.
Yeah.
Denise. I always, because people, they tag me like when they take pictures of me,
Yeah,
and
she I don't know. She plays soccer a lot, but
That's cool.
shout out to her, by the way.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, dude, Houston, man, every time I go out there, I feel it's funny because like you go to a foreign city and you're like, whoa, I'm in this new city. And then you play at some like rock club where there's like, a few hundred people hanging out there, like, wanting to see you. And obviously that's like a small percentage of the people that are actually in the whole city.
Yeah,
But it's enough to make you be like, oh, I love it.
makes you feel like home.
Yeah, you're in your element. You're like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah. I will straight up be like, oh, I love like I'll be like, I love Philly. Like I'll say that. And I haven't even like explored Philly that much. I just love like playing shows there kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I saw that your actual, your top listeners are probably Chicago.
Yes, love Chicago.
Chicago's probably your number one listeners. And it's funny because almost every artist that we've interviewed has the biggest following from Chicago, or the biggest listener base.
Well, I mean, that's just like with the rap and pop, I mean,
yeah,
elements. I haven't heard of any metal come from down there, so I mean,
yeah,
there's
definitely
a shit ton
Chicago.
of fucking metal bands from Chicago.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't name a single one.
I couldn't name them from the top of my fucking head, but I know there is.
I always play at this. It's technically not Chicago. It's like a little town, like on the outskirts of Chicago. I think it's called Berwyn.
Okay.
And I always play at this venue called The Wire, and it's like one of the dopest venues we ever play at. Like they have like the best sound, the best staff. They take care of you. They got a huge like green room, and the shows there are always great. They've always been great. And it's usually people from Chicago that come out to that show. It's kind of like if you come to LA and you're playing in like the Valley or something. Like people from LA are going to go to that show. Or if you're in Anaheim and you're playing at Chain Reaction, people from LA are gonna come to that show.
How many times have you played Chain Reaction?
I don't know, a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I play at Chain a bunch. It's funny because the first time I ever played at Chain, I actually had to pay to play.
That's we had to pay
at
too.
the whiskey.
No, we paid at Chain Reaction too. We sold what I think it was like 25 tickets.
Yeah.
We had to pay $250 or something to play there.
That's funny that you brought up the whiskey because that was like my first out of town show ever. I was like 16 years old.
Dang.
And they hit me up on MySpace. So like, hey, you want to play?
Same here.
Dude, it's a huge scam, man. They just find kids that are young and impressionable.
Yeah.
They tell them, yeah, we'll have you come play at the whiskey. You just have to sell
Hollywood.
And if you don't sell 50 tickets, you can't play.
Yeah.
And
so you make the trip out there and shit.
You actually, okay, so you make the trip and you actually have to sign a contract that says if I don't hand over, if the tickets are $10 and it's 50 tickets, if I don't hand over $500 by this date, then I can't play the show or something. Like you have to sign the whole contract. Yeah.
That was our biggest show. And we opened for Asking Alexandria from first to last.
Really?
Roman.
We came as Romans.
Wait, so you guys used to be in a band together?
Yeah, we used to be in a band.
What's the band called?
It was a small band called Here Stands the Messenger.
Okay, and you guys were out of Arizona?
Out of Arizona, yeah. But so we played that show, and they made us sign the contract and all that bullshit. And we didn't sell the tickets, so we were in Hollywood, and we didn't have like 50% of the tickets sold. Luckily, since it was a huge fucking band and it was sold out, we were able to sell on the line.
Yeah,
we were we were fucking like sweating.
Anxiety and just emotionally and mentally taxing.
It was horrible. Like like you said, they took advantage. Was that?
How old are you guys?
17, 16?
No, we were out of high school. No, we were still in high school.
Yeah,
so
we were like
17.
16, 17.
That's what I'm saying, man. They go out with young kids and they like it's always like smart to have kids, like sell tickets for you because obviously they go to school and they're going to sell them to their friends and shit. But man, the way they took it to a whole nother level, they
hold you hostage.
They're making profit on you. And on top of it, they have a bar there that they make you go and buy the alcohol at. They're making so much money, man. And that's...
They know that you're not from that area.
Yeah.
They know that they know that you're going to end up paying for those tickets yourself, Yeah. I remember me and my friends, we agreed to do it. We sold a bunch of tickets to our friends and we brought our friends with us. And then my friend was selling like Monster energy drinks and candy at lunchtime to make up for the rest of the money. And so we paid, and then when we actually played the show, the only people in the audience were our friends that we brought.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That's still cool because at least you got those loyal ass friends that are gonna be there for you to support you.
I mean, it's awesome that you have your loyal friends, but it's bullshit that you hustled so hard for just to play in front of your friends.
It's 100% a learning experience because obviously, I never wanted to do that again. And then you also realize you're like, whoa, every other band that's on this bill also paid for their own tickets.
Imagine how much money.
This huge scam,
Yeah.
My dad, my dad loves to say ladrones. People are
robbers,
robbers, and I'm just thinking about that's probably what he'd be saying right now if I was telling him this. Ladrones, Andres, ladrones.
I told you.
It's like Avon. I'm gonna start recruiting, young kids and sell my Avon tickets.
Oh, so I brought this up because I used to pay to play at Chain Reaction.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to do that.
So when were you when was the band playing in Chain Reaction? Because you played with your band, right? Chain Reaction, or was it just you?
The first time I ever played at Chain Reaction, I think was probably 2012, with my band at the time, Terra Live. And
that name sounds so familiar, and I feel like we played a lineup when we played at Chain Reaction. I feel like we played with you guys.
Really?
It was just local bands, and it was maybe a lineup of maybe 6 or 7.
I always played with this band. So my best friends in the world, they were in a band called Welcome to Limerick, and we'd always play with them. It'd always be Terra Live and Welcome to Limerick. we'd always try to figure out where we could play together, kind of thing. So
I need to find that flyer. I'm gonna look
they
that. I'm
must
gonna look
be
that shit up.
too. Yeah, it's possible. I've played with a billion bands. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So all right. So let's get back to music. So who are your top inspirations right now?
Man, everyone that knows me, they know Drake's my number one. Drake's my artist of all time.
Get you in your feels and shit or what?
Too.
Yep, Drake's my favorite. Always been a fan of like
Taking Back
Mike
Sunday.
Cam, Taking Back Sunday, Dance Gavin Dance,
Mhm.
Fall Out Boy, just that whole like scene, that whole era. Pierce the Veil, even. Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean's always the number one. But I guess,
Outcast, The Matches,
yep.
First to Last. Don't worry, I did my homework.
Oh, okay.
This isn't your interview, Jake. Goddamn.
There's so many artists that I love, and like sometimes I forget to like bring them up. But yeah, I love Outkast. I love The Matches. The Matches was one of my favorite bands growing up. I love a lot of bands in that scene.
You're very diverse in that, for sure. So that's one aspect we can definitely appreciate about it.
Totally, yeah, totally. I don't know. I never really felt like I was a fan of one genre. I mean, obviously I'm a fan of rock and hip hop, but I'm more of a fan of just listening to something that makes me feel something. You know? That's why I love Drake so much. Like, he's always made me feel so many different emotions.
He has a song about everything and every feeling and every
everything. I love that. It's like it's the perfect soundtrack to the human experience.
Yeah.
Because 1 minute you feel very boastful, you feel like very confident, you feel like you want to like show off, and then the next minute you're like insecure about something, or you're
heartbroken, or you're
heartbroken or something. Like, I love that he's so vulnerable and he's versatile, and and then next minute he's got like a song where you're like dancing and having a good time.
Well, it kind of goes to show, you're so diverse in what you listen to, and you listen to your music, and it's so diverse, and the lyrics are deep, and you also have those poppier.
I do, yeah. It's funny because like you can read what another person likes. So if I meet somebody and they're like, "Oh, what does your music sound like?" and I'm kind of like reading them, I'll show them Spanish Mommy, and I know like, oh, this is somebody who's gonna like Spanish Mommy, and then they're gonna hear like, oh my god, this is good. Whoa, this is good. But then if I read somebody else who's like more into like rock and like heavy shit, maybe I have like a song called Poetry that's like predominantly like yelling, and it's a little bit more aggressive than my other song. I'll show them that song.
A little more brand new type status.
Yeah. And they'll be like, oh, dang, this is tight. I like this. And like, they're totally,
totally different. Completely different.
Yeah. It sounds like it's like two different artists kind of thing.
Okay. Well, so you have 3 albums?
Yes, I got 3
Which
albums.
one of those is your favorite? Like, I know you love them all. Obviously, you made them, but which one is like, you know what? I'm more proud of this one.
My last album, I think my second album is like a really good cohesive project as far as like listening from it front to back. And I think my third album, I kind of rushed it a little bit. I wanted to release a new album every year, so I kind of rushed it a little bit. I ended up adding 2 songs at the end of the album that were actually like older songs that I made when I was still going by Terra Live.
Those ones locked away in the vault. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I threw those on there just to make it an even 10 songs. But I'm definitely the most proud of that album. I think the stuff I did on that album was the most like experimenting I've done. And
that's Once Upon a Time in Bakersfield?
Yeah,
Once Upon a Time in Bakersfield. There's a song on that album called A Child's Garden of Verses. And like it's like this like entire like symphonic song. And I grew up playing in orchestra, so it was fun for me to get to like write like orchestras, like violins and cellos and stuff. And then at the very end of the song, we threw in this like pretty like heavy like rock breakdown. So that's like stuff. I want to do like more theatrical stuff. You know? And I think that's like the most theatrical song I've ever written. So definitely proud of that album the most.
So now you've also done collaborations too, right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of collabs, especially recently, man.
With Kurt Travis and what was it, Strawberry Girls?
Yeah, that was your latest release, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a song with Kurt and Donovan from Hail the Sun. That's my Multiverse Part 2 song. And then I've done songs with Strawberry Girls. I actually just did a new song with Strawberry Girls.
Nice.
Like yesterday. I just did it yesterday. So I'm excited for that to come out. And I collaborate a lot with this band called Marionette. They're my friends from Vegas. And I just did a song on their new album as well. A lot of stuff with Kurt. I've done like his last album, I did a few songs with him, and he always does songs with me. And yeah, I did a song with Tyler Carter on my last album. So that's cool.
You said you want to release a new album every year. So what's coming out in 2020?
You know,
Yeah.
I was planning on doing it, but the whole COVID-19 thing, man, it's like to me, like releasing an album every year, it's got to go with touring. You know, like the whole point is to like tour,
promote it,
tour, you know what I mean? So like, I like to keep busy, but the fact that I can't tour this year, I don't think I'm going to release an album this year, just because I feel like it'd be a lot better if I released an album when I can tour. Because it's like I release an album and then I won't even be able to like, you know, do the footwork to promote it.
You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart.
Yeah. Well, at least with all this downtime, you're able to do all those collaborations, to write all your music. That way, when shit starts popping off again, and you're able to do it,
the exposure
like,
part of it. Yeah.
I got a bag of tricks, and I'm about to just drop it on you.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like 10 songs deep into an album right now, so I definitely like. I have an album written. I have a new album written. I think I want to write a few more songs, probably. Hopefully, if I can tour next year, maybe release it next year. But in the meantime, like you said, I'm still doing collaborations. So I think this Strawberry Girls song probably might come out this year. And then I've done a bunch of other collaborations these last few weeks that are probably going to come out this year.
So are you releasing singles? Are you going to release any singles coming up?
I don't think so. I'm not.
You're just going to keep everyone in suspense.
Man,
yeah, I think I'm gonna have like the collaboration songs come out. Those will be singles. But I think I usually like to release like the singles closer to the album release, just so it's like kind of like a big snowball. Like, you know, single for a few weeks with the music video, and then another single with the music video, and then leading up to like the album release. So it's
damn, you just like dangling the carrot, don't you, man?
Yeah, I like to I gotta think about these things. You know, I have to make everything very strategic, because at the end of the day, it's like you're spending 15 grand to 20 grand on producing an album.
Oh yeah, whole album. You got to make sure it's worth it for you.
So it's like it's all got to be strategic if you're going to spend all that money, kind of thing. You know.
So
hopefully next year, man. I like to. If touring doesn't pick up next year, I'll probably release the album sometime next year.
I mean, at least you could work on your exposure right now and just start promote yourself as much as you can. So
yeah, I've been doing that. I hired this marketing guy, and he's been helping me out, and we've been advertising like some videos and some songs and like Spotify and stuff. So yeah, just trying to keep busy and just figure out, like, you know, nowadays everything's on the internet, and people can make a living just on the internet, you know, just by getting on their computer and stuff. So it's like definitely like researching a lot of that stuff and trying to tap into that kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how did you come up with the ideas of your photo shoots?
My photo shoot?
Yeah, your photo shoots. I need to know.
They're fucking amazing.
I'm honestly a very goofy guy. Like, you know, that's like my nature. I did theater in high school, so I'm just a fan of being like silly and theatrical. So I always think like, you know, I like to wear like a fun outfit, or just be silly. With the last photo shoot I did, I was specifically like walking around. There's a town called Orange, and I was walking around that town with my friend, and we stopped at a thrift store, and I saw that outfit, with the
stripes,
the red and white stripes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a fun outfit. I think I'm gonna buy it. So I bought that outfit, and I bought the little hat and everything, and I was like, this is a cool, like, fun outfit, you know. I kind of like reinventing yourself. Obviously I did the shoot where I'm like a superhero.
Yeah.
and that's
with the A. That was awesome.
it's just fun. I like being fun and goofy, you know. So
No, and it matched the album. It was perfect. You know, the heroes, villains, and all that other jazz. And all
yeah,
that
yeah, heroes, villains, and all that jazz. Yeah.
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 So
I like to be theatrical, you know.
my niece was like, I was like, hey, did you listen to the artist we're gonna have on the podcast? And she was like, no, is he like a magician or something? I was like, no, watch. So I played Spanish Mommy, of course, because that's my favorite.
I think my latest picture on Spotify, I think I look like a magician.
Oh, the one where you're like that?
Yeah, I bought this like really nice. It's like there's this place called Topman. It's like a UK store, but they have it like in Nordstrom, and like every year their shit's really expensive.
Oh,
so,
hell yeah, super expensive.
yeah, so every year like I'll see like some of the stuff they have there. I'm like, man, that's dope. Like how expensive but dope. And I kind of like save up money because I mean you got to think about image, you got to think about like looking nice. So I'll save up money and like I'll buy like one thing from Topman every year that like I'm planning on wearing like at a show or like for a photo shoot kind of thing. So I saw that outfit. It was the suit with the pants and there's like flowers all over it. And I was like, dude, gotta have that, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got. Jake, do you have any more questions?
No, I think we've covered everything, man. You know, you've been a pleasure to have on the show. Do you have anything that you'd like to tell your fans or you want to say to us or whoever else is listening?
I mean, hey, much love for having me. I appreciate it. I always like doing, you know, stuff like this. And obviously, you know, you guys are helping me out. So I appreciate that. And any fans or supporters out there, you know, thanks for continuing to listen to the music. Obviously, you know, I'm not stopping anytime soon. So I'll have a few, you know, songs with other artists coming out this year and hopefully album next year. And just, you know, hope everybody is staying safe and staying sane.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, thank you again for coming on.
Hey, well, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, man. You guys take it easy.
Thank you.
All right, later.
That was freaking awesome.
Yep, that was great.
Andres is the shit, dude. I really think that he's got a really good really good thing going for
really
him.
Good going?
Yeah. Really, he's really good going.
Really good going.
No, he's doing freaking phenomenal, and it's kind of inspiring. You know, that's dude's full-time job essentially.
Dude, imagine the life of being able to pay all your bills, being able to, you know, afford to make new music, and just focusing on music. Man.
Did you hear how much he had to pay for his recording sessions and his albums and all that?
15 grand.
15 grand
Yeah.
for a fucking album.
Goes to fucking show. If you're trying to make music, it's not easy. It's not cheap, and you need to value the artist. You need to buy their shit. You know, stream their music legally. Do not download any illegal shit. And I'm guilty of it. I've done it back when with LimeWire. I don't know if you remember LimeWire. That's where I used to get all my shit.
Nope, I've never broke a law in my entire life.
Shut
Mario.
the fuck up, bro. Your mom knows you've broken laws. Don't try to protect yourself. Wait. Weren't you with me when I got my DUI? Exactly.
Talk about that.
Exactly.
You're right at his goddamn wedding.
Anyways, yeah, so buy people's stuff, merch, everything helps, you know, it allows them to make music, because this shit ain't cheap. Recording time, everything costs money.
They put their heart, their soul, their energy, their time, money they probably don't even have into this, waiting for that return on investment. Support your local musicians, man. Support the people that you know, that you've grown up with, that are doing this. You know, help them get out there.
Don't take it for granted either, you know, like anyone's services, you know, I know we talk about music, but you know, graphic designers or artists and stuff like that, you know, don't just ask for free stuff because you know them, you know. Porn stars, don't ask for free blowjobs because you know them. Pay them, you know, pay them what they deserve. Subscribe to Girls Only Fans, you know what I mean. Just got to do it. Pay the $5 a month. Whatever it costs. Guys. That premium, you know.
Don't do it. Don't do that. Do it for the music, if anything. God.
Shit, you could be listening to some ANDRES while watching, some OnlyFans. You could be listening to some Trey songs while.
Listening to. Okay, I didn't hear you correctly the first time around.
You never hear me correctly.
Andres is. Gotcha.
All right, guys. Well, be safe, and you'll hear from. Oh my God.
You'll hear from us.
You'll hear from us. You're here. Oh my God, I can't even say it.
We'll be back in a week, guys.
Yes.
Give us a break.
That's it. All right, guys. Be safe. We love you guys.